Well, it's day 102 of the writer's strike, but the show still must go on. Well, welcome to another episode of Cooking with your Uncle Bob and friends and family. You know, it's a work in progress with a title. Maybe once the writer's strike is over, a better title would be made, among other things. But anyway, without further ado, today's episode is to show everyone how to make the perfect, the most tasty, cold glass of water. It's still summer after all, and we all need to stay hydrated. That is very important, or else your brain doesn't work and you could, have other, serious health consequences as that. So it's very important to stay hydrated. But no one really likes water. Let's be honest. No one really does. We all like to have sugary drinks or tea at the very most. But water is good for you, and it will keep you hydrated, especially in the dog days of summer. And I found a bit of a way to make water taste the best. And one of the ways to do it is to make sure it's cold, not too cold. Now, most areas, it seems these days, have inadequate water, and bottled water is just too expensive. And tap water does have a lot of chemicals and carcinogens and things of that nature. But to eliminate or reduce that risk, you run the water spout for a good while. I would say, about a minute or so. Now, would it make it 100% pure in lieu of having some sort of Brita filter or something similar? No. Would it make it better? Yes. That's the first step. It's still kind of room temperature. It's still pretty warm. And warm water is pretty disgusting, isn't it? Well, after it's been running for a little while, it should be a bit more cold, but it's still not cold enough. But the running of the water isn't so much to make it cold. Oh, no. It's with the hope that any carcinogens that might still be in the pipes and whatever contaminants goes through and it goes down, through the water and down into the drain. Won't get rid of all of it, but some of it might be reduced. And feel free to fact check me on that one. I'm not going to accuse anyone of being a commie just because they fact check. Makes you smart. It makes you more of a free thinker. You can't just accept anything that's given to you, even if you trust the source. I might be wrong. I won't be wrong on purpose, but I might be incorrect about a few things. So it's always good to double check things and do your due diligence. Well, it's been about a minute since that water has, been running. So I'm going to fill up this glass with water pretty much all the way to the top, but not complete. Now then, the next step is to freeze it. But you don't want to freeze it too long. And the reason you don't want to freeze it too long is because it will turn to ice and it could break. You don't want to mess when you open up the freezer in about 5 minutes or so. You don't need that. So 5 minutes should be about the right amount of time. Definitely no more than 10 minutes. And that's about it. We're going to check back in about 5 minutes, and we'll do the taste test, which is of course a staple of this show, and that's the best part, is doing the taste test. And I'll get back to you later on, and we'll go from there. Well, I'll do the taste test live, which is something I don't always do that part live. That's always added in on the YouTube version, but this time it's going to be a bit special. Okay, I'm going to sign off for now for about 5 minutes. I'll be back, and we'll do a check to see how the water is, and I'll drink it, and I'll let you know how it tastes. And I'll be upfront with you. If I don't like it, I'll let you know. But I think it's going to be good, because water warm is just terrible. We can all agree on that. But when it's cold, it's so much better. Is it as good as bottled water? As I said before, no. But bottled water can get expensive, and a lot of us are on tight budgets. And this show is geared towards making things with a shoestring budget, making it easy and simple. Bob's your uncle, as they say, hence the name of the show. All right, well, like I said, I'm going to sign off, and we'll be back on in about 5 minutes. See you then. 5 minutes later. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. Sorry for the low production thing that we have. We're very much on a low budget here. I was trying to recreate the thing on YouTube that they often do when there's about 5 minutes or so lapse between time. They have a graphics card that says it in a French voice that says 5 minutes later. That's what I was imitating. Anyway, we're going to check the moment that everyone has been waiting for with eager anticipation, and I can tell it is very cold. Of course, not yet ice. Is condensation along the top, and I'm gonna try drinking it right now, right live on the air, or live stream, you know what I mean. That's quite refreshing. It's really good. It's a lot better than if I just drank straight from the tap. Now, I've heard, and I believe it to be true, that drinking water is a good way to kind of make you feel more fuller. So you don't eat as much. And as I said before, I could use to lose not to eat so much, maybe lose some weight, or at least slow down the advancement of my getting bigger, at the very least. I don't know. Yep, that was pretty good. Well, there you have it. Another Bob's Your Uncle approved moment, where I taught you how to make tasty cold water. A lot more refreshing than just water from the tap. And when it's cold, it's better for you. I mean, at least it's not quite as bad. It's not that tasty. Not gonna lie, but it was okay. It makes drinking even water more bearable. And 5 minutes seems to be adequate enough to get it at the right temperature where it's not going to turn into ice and risk breaking the glass. You don't need to do that. So, and sometimes if you use like plastic glasses, which is oxymoron of terms, but if you use plastic to make your drinks, beverages cold, especially water, you might actually risk not contamination. You risk incorporating the taste of the plastic in with your water. No one wants that. No one wants to drink a refreshing cold glass of plastic water. You know, at least I hope you don't. That would be weird, you know, and there's enough weirdness in the world. Not to add to it with the weird desire to drink cold plastic tasting water. It's just weird. Anyway, that concludes this episode. Hopefully the writer's strike will be over soon, and there could be better shows than this. Not the best, but I'm kind of running out of ideas. So like I said before, feel free to, you know, send ideas in the comment section of what you would like to see cooked and prepared, various drinks perhaps that you would like, how to get the right ratio between you know, like sugar and Kool-Aid, so it's not too sweet and not too bitter, as sometimes it could be if you're doing the mixture yourself. That might be a show, but what, you know, whatever you want to see, I'm open to suggestions. All right, that's all for today. Have a wonderful evening. See you in the next video, hopefully.